Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Advanced Communication. So let's start our finals with the first lesson. Let's talk about effective communication. So, effective communication is something very crucial in the workplace. Napaka-importante po ng communication. But then, ang mas importante pa sa communication is yung pagiging effective nito. There are several instances which will push you and test you in your capacity to convey message to people. Common na kasi sa atin na makipag-communicate. But then, there are times na ipupush tayo nitong communication na kailangan maunawaan niya 'to sasabihin ko. Kailangan maintindihan niya. This instance may either force you to speak orally, like what we are commonly doing or usually doing, converse non-verbally, use some actions that would help us explain it to others and for them to understand it, or make sure that things are written and presented in such a way that your audience will understand it. Others would just draw or write it down para mas maunawaan pa. After all, even in common situations and day-to-day activities, communication breakdown happens when sender think of communication as merely sending a message, according to Brearley in 2021. So sabi kapag naibigay mo na dun sa receiver yung message, effective na yon. No, does not work like that. Sabi nga, this is not true. However, because it is vital that our message gets to the other side. Yun kasi yung pinaka-main purpose, diba? Way back when we're talking about communication. We can say that is communication when there are two people, one is sender, one is the receiver, and the receiver gets the message from the sender. That's it na daw. No. The receiver should successfully understand, maunawaan yung message for communication to be one step closer to coming into full circle. So, according to the study of Brearley in 2021, there are different reasons that cause communication breakdown. Una, thinking that sending a message already counts as communication. Yung pagsesend mo pa lang, communication na daw yon. Apparently, no. Second, assuming that people communicate the same way you do. Expectation na ganito, ako for example, me, I can communicate conversely. But then, hindi naman lahat kagaya ko na, alam mo yung kayang express ang sarili, kayang ipahiwatig o ipabatid yung gustong sabihin smoothly. Not everyone has that kind of capacity. Assuming that people already know what you want and understand what's going on, hindi din lahat ng tao na makikinig o makakaunawa ng sinasabi natin kayang i-explain yun. Or basically, hindi lahat kayang intindihin na sasabihin natin o message na ibibigay natin sa kanila. Communicating on a need-to-know basis. Most of the time kasi, nakikipag-communicate lang tayo dahil kailangan. Sometimes we don't even consider communication when someone is trying to express something. We won't be entertaining it kasi sasabihin natin, we don't need that. Kahit pa sabihin mo na sabihin sa akin yan, no thanks, we don't need. And issues between team members of the stakeholders. So, isa pa ring bagay yon, di ba? Kapag may problema o issue ang speaker at ang receiver, di ba? Kahit anong baton ni sender dun sa receiver ng message, kung hindi sila magkasundo at ayaw unawain, it would be useless. This reality occurs no matter the circumstances. Face-to-face, phone conversation, office correspondence that is being routed, email exchange, and chat message. Makaka-encounter tayo ng mga communication breakdown. We really must know how best and most effectively way to communicate. So, dito sa module na to, we would not just only dissect this kind of situation, but we will also have some tips on how to get by the challenges of communication in the workplace. So, we do have here an activity. I just want you to answer this on your own end and then pass it next week on the folder for this one. So I want you to go onto the website indicated, and then I want you to answer the communication style quiz. It's very easy. Answer it truthfully based sa inyo. Okay? And after you finish that, I want you to answer these questions. Ano yung communication style nyo? And what did you realize after reading the result of that self-test? Okay? So, for today, let's start our discussion with listening. So, a lot of communication breakdown scenarios stem from the lack of awareness of surrounding and inability to listen to the things around. Yun yung problema sa atin, di ba? Minsan, yung gusto lang nating sabihin natin ang nauunawaan natin without even listening to what others might say or what the surrounding environment wants to tell you. The environment and its moods, the context of the situation, and mostly yung tao. So, kung titingnan nyo dito yung graph about time spent communicating, mas malaki yung communicating kesa sa not communicating. And then, ano yung may pinakamalaking part during the communication? Yung pakikinig. Kasi ang tao naman ganun eh, di ba? Kaya minsan, wag nating, pag tinanong tayo ng isang tao, sasabihin na, ano yun ulit, hindi ko naintindihan. O di kaya yung pag sinabi, ha? Ano yun? Sasabihin natin, hotdog, yung mga ganun. No. What if hindi talaga naintindihan? Di ba? May mga tao namang nakikinig kasi eh. It's just that sometimes, hindi nadinig. Malabo ka magsalita. Di ba? Listening is one of the most important skill that you must have. Lalo na sa inyo, dear students, di ba? In the workplace and in life. This makes you use your auditory sense in such a good purpose. Hindi lang kasi siya basta listening eh. Analyzing dapat. It stands behind a thin line separating it from hearing. Iba ang hearing sa listening. Hearing nadinig mo. Listening, pinapakinggan mo. May kasamang pag-unawa. While the latter may be considered merely as an acoustic appreciation, listening is more complex and serious physical and mental process of hearing things and focusing on, look at this, focusing on those things you are hearing so you could comprehend, maunawaan, analyze, interpret, or simply to react. Does not seem to be easy, tama? Madalas kasi ang ginagawa natin, we just hear, but we don't listen. Okay? So, San Miguel, in 2015, shares some key concepts about listening. Okay? So, i-discuss niya yung apat na uri ng pakikinig. Yung empathic listening, you listen with your ears and kasama yung other senses such as the eye, the heart, para mas maramdaman at makuha mo yung pinaka-meaning. When we talk about active listening naman, as a listener, you echo or give feedback on what you have heard. Kung ano yung narinig mo, magbibigay ka ng komento. Okay? By paraphrasing or retelling it. Kasi nga, di ba, what we usually do is we reconfirm something. So kapag ganun, itatanong mo ulit, but not the actual term, kung ano yung pagkakaunawa natin. So that usually happens in active listening. Critical listening naman, partnered with critical thinking. This is where you evaluate a message, yung purpose nito, yung accuracy, at para saan nga ba talaga yung message na yon. And finally, listening for enjoyment. Ito yung mga ginagawa lang ng ibang tao na pinapakinggan ka lang kasi nakakatuwa kang magkwento. Or di kaya pinapakinggan ka kasi gusto nila may mapag-usapan lang. Okay? Usually, this happens for fun or for relaxation. Okay? And according naman to Bobinsky in 2005, there are 7 deadly sins of not listening. Una, filtering. Listening only to what you want to hear. This is one of the attitudes na medyo hindi kagandaan sa atin. Kapag pinagsasabihan tayo, ang papakinggan lang natin yung gusto natin. Pero yung mga salitang pangit, yung mga totoo, hindi na natin pinapakinggan. Fini-filter out natin. Second, guessing. Overanalyzing what you hear by always trying to find hidden motives. Minsan ganun din tayo kapag overthinker. Diba? Kung ano yung sinabi, ang madalas ang ginagawa natin yung negative na impact or repercussion nito ang ating i-analyze. Discounting. Little or no respect or belief to the speaker. Ito yung may kinikwento pero kinokontra natin siya. Some other people will do na, halimbawa, nakikwento, oy, alam mo yung gano'n, naku, hindi naman yan. Yung simpleng pag ganun mo, that's contradictory already. Relating. Relating everything to themselves. Yung lahat ng madidinig mo sabihin mo lagi, ako rin, oo. Ay, na-encounter ko na yan. Naku, minsan nakaranas din ako ng ganun. Yung alam mo, lagi mo sinasabing you have experience even though it's not really the truth. Rehearsing. Being busy practicing how to respond to what is being heard. Well, this one for me, it's not bad. But sometimes kapag rehearse o sa ulado natin isasagot natin, nawawala yung essence ng pagiging natural speaker natin. Natural communication. Forecasting anticipates where the speaker is headed since they already know too much. Ito yung mga tipo na nagsasalita pa lang na, ay mare, kamusta na? Oo, nadalaw kayo dito. Mare, kasi meron akong malaking problema na ano eh. Then you will respond agad, sasabihin mo, ay nako, wala rin akong pera eh. Ha? Diba? You're already forecasting the idea. And then, placating. Okay, the greatest of all sin, it's agreeing on everything. Ito yung si oo na lang. Oh, sige, kung anong gusto mo. Oh, yeah, sige. Tama nga naman yan. Oh, sige. Para lang matapos na usapan. Okay? So, hindi tama tong 7 na to. Okay, as much as possible, try to lessen the 7. Of these, active listening is considered as one of the most effective in the workplace. Active listening yung nakikinig ka at the same time you're trying to contemplate ano yung naririnig mo. Doing and perfecting the listening style would require you to do 5 steps, as per San Miguel in 2015. Sabi, in order for you to practice active listening, you must listen carefully by using all available senses. It's not only the ear. Sometimes you need to use the eye, the mind, the heart, the emotion. Paraphrasing mentally and verbally as a way of self-checking. So, you could also paraphrase kung ano yung sinabi. Kumbaga yung sasabihin mo ulit sa, tama ba yung narinig ko? Sinabi niya na ganito, ganyan. Okay. So, ganun pala. Something like that. And then, we also have deferring judgment to the speaker and the message, including giving courtesy to let the speaker finish speaking. Ito yung hindi ka nagbabat in. Let them finish first. Okay? And providing polite and relevant feedback. When you give feedback or answer back. All right? With great listening skills come opportunities for you to speak. And in the workplace, there are lots of that. You will encounter lots of this, okay? Lalo na't kapag nagtatrabaho kayo. So, one is by dealing with changes in the workplace. You need to simply adapt, okay? So, let's talk about changes in the workplace. As they say, the only thing permanent in this world is constant change, right? Yet, change has never been easy. There has been no one-shot deal approach in communicating about change, whether we are the ones saying what the change will be or we're expected to respond. One of the ways to talk about change in the past and present includes the phrase used to, which can have several meanings. It could mean acknowledgement of something new, reminiscing something, or being caught up with the usual way of doing things. Kumbaga kagaya nito. Paula used to talking in front of the crowd. Yung sinasabi dito, sanay siya. Yung isa naman na Paula is used to talking. Dati si Paula ay sanay sa pakikipag-usap sa maraming tao. So, former action na sinasabi dito nung used to dati. Ito naman. Because of his recent promotion, Paul is now used to work weekend. Because of his recent promotion, Paul is now used to working weekends. Dito naman, accustomed to. Yung ibig sabihin ng used to. Ito naman, did you used to work in Paris or Paris? Okay, pag-social, Paris. Did you used to work in Paris? Dito naman, yung used to means statement of past fact. Okay? So, same words, same pronunciation, but it has different meaning from the context or kung paano siya ginamit. So, are you now used to the phrase used to? So we got here some statements that use the phrase in the given workplace context. So what I want you to do on the assignment as well, encircle the statements that use the phrase correctly. Remember, good grammar and meaning of the phrase based on the context of the statement po. Okay? So, ayan yung example. Just answer this doon sa i-upload yung Word or Docs file. If the change becomes something bigger, let's say on an organization level, the trick to communicating it effectively becomes more challenging. So, I got here some steps to reconsider, for you to reconsider, sorry, when you find yourself in the situation to adapt to such change or more nerve-wrackingly to announce that change. So, how to communicate change? O, yung may magbabago, may maiiba. When change is introduced without a good communication strategy, it fails. Keeping everyone informed, involved, and empowered makes a difference for change to prosper. So, we got here some methods and techniques for communicating change. First up, be clear and honest. Klaro at totoo. Do not sugarcoat, use jargons or highfalutin words or wala kayo dapat itago. Sabihin niyo yung totoo. Use care when communicating. Okay? So, do we always need to care when we're trying to communicate? Yes. Apparently, I would say yes kasi sometimes yung inaakala nating tama na for others, it isn't. Kaya kapag ginamitan mo ng pag-aalala yung salitang gagamitin mo, it would lessen those kinds of mistake. Tell people what's in it for them. Para saan ba to? That's the one of the things that you need to do kapag magsasalita kayo in a large crowd. Yung magsasabing usually, guys, excuse me, I need to tell something with regards to, gana, ipaliwanag mo. Pero sweet and short lang dapat kasi baka mawala naman ng essence yung pagsasalita mo na talaga. Okay? Set expectations. Paint a clear picture of what exactly is going to happen. Let them see it. Let them know the perspective. And then tell people what they need to do. Prepare a list. Involve everyone. So, sa communication, sometimes pwede mong ibigay yung mga bagay in information, paghandain mo sila. Pero kailangan nandun din sila mismo. Cascade leadership message on a change. So, it always, how should I say this? Leaders would always make, or I'm thinking of the best word. So, from the leader, a good team starts. Kumbaga, nakabase sa gagawin, sasabihin, i-disseminate na info ni leader ang success ng isang team. And that's the reality. Cascade, leadership message on change. Kapag may pagbabago, mapa, hindi man maganda yan or maganda, you always need to tell it to the large crowd. Just to set expectations, ika nga. Target your change management communication. So kung sa una walang makinig, tingnan mo, where did you fail? And then try to reflect and avoid that matter. Okay? Documentation, personal documentation, ika nga. And then create two-way strategies and channel for open communication. So do not ever forget that one na kinakailangan kapag nakikipag-communicate ka doon sa mga tao, there should be strategies at channel para may express nila yung thoughts nila about dun sa sinabi o yung ipinahayag mo sa kanila. So, making a presentation naman. All right? So, when change arrive in the workplace, things are not always foolproof. Hindi pa siya na-check talaga. When plan is threatened to fail, proposals may need to be created. This must be presented. Kaya nga sa research, ang ginagawa is for you to give out titles first. Titingnan nila yung title and then tsaka kayo magre-research o hahanap. Kasi that's one way to see which is feasible or pwede talaga na i-research. So, because of the changes of time, organization must continually adapt so they will not get sucked out of the business. Ganun talaga sa organization eh. Kung dati laging yung head lang magsasalta, ngayon it must be everyone. Okay? So, to innovate how things are done in the company, people from across the organization may suggest ways and means. And for that to happen, proposals may need to be created. Okay? So, we do have here a self-check about your ability. in presenting. So, presentation skills. So, I want you to put a check in this one. Okay? Again, doon pa rin sa papel. Indicate nyo na lang na self-check on presentation skill activity. So, I just want you to be true to yourself with regards to this. Okay? So, first up, I use the same type of presentation aids in my audience size. Hmm. So, mga ganong bagsakan, ha? Okay. I guess medyo unawa naman siya. So, puntahan naman natin itong kasunod. So, ayan na, oh, meron ditong mga self-check on presentation skills. Let's go now to managing the material naman. This is one of the first thing you need to do. How you do this? Know your audience. Alamin mo kung sino yung makikinig o paggagawan mo nung bagay na yon. You must be able to hold your audience attention. That's part of audience analysis. Your material and the way you present must not be talking about something, but talking to someone. Makipag-usap ka. Yung sinasabi mo, kailangan maipabatid mo sa kanila. Hindi yung salita lang ng salita ang ginagawa. Kailangan nandun din sila. Kaya nga di ba karamihan ng stand-up comedian, they let their audience participate sa ginagawa nilang skit. Alright? So sabi dito, define your objective. Analyze your audience, and construct the message. So, structuring the material. So, you have your message to deliver to the audience. So, now, you structure your presentation about it. So, ano yung mga ginagawa ba pag ganito? So, start with your ethos, establish the credentials, continue with your logos, deliver your message and supporting points for it, and end with your pathos. Arouse a call to action that appeals to reason and emotion. So usually, ganun ang ginagawa na ngayon eh. They try to call up the viewers ng isang, halimbawa, sa palabas gagawin to, di ba? Or listeners if it's just audio. And then, we also have restructuring the material. The very best presenters work with notes. Ganun yun. Kaya mas madalas na kailangan naka-list down siya. Para pag gagawin mo, wala kang makakalimutan kasi everything is in there. While spontaneous discussion are a thing, presentations mostly contain crucial information that must be delivered to the audience. Thus, it is equally important that the information will really, where was that? Okay. So, sorry about that. Sabi dito, this gives you a cue on what to do next. It guides you to know on which part are you already on and what to say next. It allows you to focus only on the more important parts of the presentation. So, when you reconstruct the materials, this is the part na hinahanap mo yung pinaka-importante. Kumbaga, sinasala mo. You also add spice to the material to bring ideas alive and make the audience even more alive. One way to do that is by adding visuals like pictures and videos. But there are others you may use. Okay? At isa din sa pinakamaganda is when you praise the listeners. So, good job everyone for listening or good job for this and that. Oh, alam niyo na yan. So, stimulate your audience by adding this. So, yung mga nakikinig, gustong-gusto nila pang may mga proverbs, resonators, images appealing to the senses, attention grabber, kagaya ng mga simile at metaphor na makikita nilang nakasulat doon. Influencers whose famous saying are quoted. So, according to Albert Einstein, something like that, or as per Einstein. And then, kwento. Nakaka-appeal talaga ito. Kapag nakaka-relate sila, mas ma-appreciate nila yon. Okay? And emotions. Because they are effective ways to make this work. Okay? And it's for you to decide what would that be. So, designing the material. there are lots of consideration to this. When you're designing your material, you need to think of the size, the color, materials, graphic, number of texts. While this will be covered on the next lessons, let's take a note of the general reminder that you need to use visuals to support, not to substitute your presentation. Remove too much words. Usually, hindi na bet ng mga learners ngayon yung too wordy. Use picture photos, maps, and diagrams. And also, this one, creative. Wait. Okay, so sorry about that. So, eto tuloy tayo. Create visual dissonance, which is showing less so you can talk more. So, kinaibigihan din kasi kapag yung iba maikli ang slides, alam mo yun, hindi nakaka-board. Nakukuha din nun yung ideas agad kasi inuunawa nila yung sinasabi mo during that period eh. And then, use picture, photos, maps, and diagrams. And finally, simplify your thoughts. Talk in a layman's term or yung common ideology. Okay? So, let's end it up in here. Okay? So, for your assignment next week, so you have an upcoming presentation. You want to ready yourself. So you thought of the revisiting the last presentation slides or visuals you used to see. If what you did complies with the rule. So, this is what I want you to do. Revisit the latest presentation slide you used for a presentation. Tingnan mo kung fit ba talaga yung ginawa mong slide sa audience para, what's the right term? Has a clear objective. So, na-achieve ba nitong gagawin mo yung objective na gusto mo ma-achieve? And then, okay. And then the next one has a unifying message. Yung pinagkakasundo. Ika nga. Okay. And contain less words. So nowadays, hindi na kailangan yung maraming ganon. More on the images kasi we're letting the learners discover their full capacity. Okay? So, ito yung mga makikita dun sa inyong presentation slide. Okay? So, ang pasahan po nito ay, or kailan natin ito gagawin sa next Friday na. Okay? Siyempre, wala naman tayong ibang other na day eh. Okay, so ayun. So there are some activities in here. So just answer the self-assessment pa rin, as always. Alright? So, yun lang naman po ang lesson natin for today. So do not forget the activity. Okay? And just upload it into week 6 folder. All right? So again, this is Professor Atencia and I'll see you next week.